It's me, the Coulee Runner, and today I'm going to show you guys how to find and eat licorice root. So the nice thing about licorice root, like this one you see here, is that it's easy to find, it's available year-round, and it's packed with nutrients. Licorice root grows in moist soils, like I'm going to show you further on in this video, and is usually near bodies of water like the river right here, or depressions. Licorice root is one of the easier edible plants to find because it's got a really unique shape. So if you look here, this part's what you're gonna find above ground because it's root, so it's underground. So if you take a good look at it, it's got this almost cinnamon orange color. It's a very woody plant for its size. They only grow in like one stick, one big main stick. They're not like a bush or anything like that. And the most identifiable thing is if you look right here, they've got burrs on them. And these burrs are very unique because they're oblong and they've also got the cinnamon color. There's no other plant here that has that same color. But the overall plant is a very bright orange, which is quite unlike anything else. And this is about the biggest that you can find them. So if you look at that to me, that's about like my knee to my face. They can be much smaller, maybe only about that tall. And then the roots can go on for quite a long distance. So this root is about as long as my whole body, and it still broke off. It was still going when I was pulling it out. So they do have quite long, big roots, which if you do it right, can be easy to pull out. But if you are having troubles pulling it out, do what I did in the video, which is grab a stick and pry it out. Something you never want to do is dig in the dirt with a knife, because what's going to happen is that when you put that knife in the ground, all those grains of salt and sand and that kind of stuff is just going to grind away at your edge. And basically, one thing in, one thing out, you've got a dull knife. So don't ever put a knife in the ground. So as we approach the top of the coulee, something that I had talked about earlier was that licorice root needs to grow in moist soils. So you will basically never find licorice root up at the top of any coulees, up on the slopes, anywhere where it seems drier. It's not going to be there. What we need to do is go down in little depressions, kind of like this, but by the shoreline. That'll be the best place to try to find licorice root. So let's make our way down and find some. Okay, so here we are. We were way up there, can't really see exactly where, but we're down here right by the river. So if we keep an eye out, we should be able to pretty quickly find a licorice root. Alright, I think this one will look good. Right down there, it looks like there's a whole bunch. This one seems like a good one. Come on. Ah, damn it. Keep going down. Yeah, keep it going down. Ah, here's a worm. Ah, there we go. Whew, that's the licorice root. All right, we're gonna rinse this off. Want to get all the soil off. Ow. Okay, so now that we have this licorice root, let's take a bite of it. Now that it's washed off of the sand, we can peel off some of that bark. You can eat it with the bark. It's just a lot harder. Okay, so here's what it should look like, pretty white. This is gonna be probably the toughest time to eat it because it's like winter, pretty much. It hasn't started growing back, but you know, you can take bites right out of it. It's really fibrous. It's really hard to chew. But it is. It will eventually be digestible. Else that's really good about licorice root, right, particularly for right now, because this is in the midst of all the coronavirus shutdowns, is that let's say the grocery store is closed, you can't really buy anything, you come to the coulees and you find these plants, you basically have an endless supply of these very nutritious food that nobody else is going to really know about, and they're quite easy to get. So that's something else you might be interested in. Giving licorice root a little roast will make it much easier to eat and less bitter. I made this fire in a spot that was zero risk for wildfire due to the ground being very wet and frozen, and my fire remaining small.
That's much easier to eat.
After I was done, I thoroughly sprayed and stomped the area and waited 5 minutes after the last smoke was out to ensure the fire was out and safe to leave. Fire's out. Please remember at the time of these COVID shutdowns to social isolate. The Coulees is a great place because I did not see anybody else there the whole time. So yeah, stay safe, be logical, listen to scientists.